Sure.
Because in the last 5 months, since March, I am an online buying guru, I'm telling you. I buy everything online.
And let's talk about why would somebody buy online? Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Straight Talk. In this episode, we are talking about the future of the real estate investment. How's
Well,
that for an
sounds too
opening?
futuristic to me. But
What do you mean?
well, what do you mean the future of real estate investment?
I mean, yeah, you have to use the technology at some point, isn't it? I mean, people buy shoes online, clothes online. In fact, all the stuff that you're seeing on me, including the watch, I bought it online.
It shows.
Yeah. What do you mean it shows?
I'm kidding.
All right. Anyway, you have a different style today. What's that pink and blue color about?
I know. And the moment I walked into the office, one of the ladies there, in fact, Dennis, she commented. She said, "Cameron, is that a pink shirt that I see?" I said, "Yes."
Yeah.
She says to me, "Well, it doesn't go with blue."
Did you buy it online?
I did actually. Yeah.
You did, right?
Yeah, and the jacket.
Look,
And the shoes.
Yeah. Okay. Here are two prime examples of online shopping. One can turn out very good. The other one, not as good.
One would think. Well, funny enough, till this COVID-19 business,
Yeah.
I had not as much as bought a pin online in my entire life.
Nothing, zero.
Nothing. I was like really against buying online, especially clothing.
So that was like 6-7 months ago.
I had not bought anything online.
Yet we're here to talk about
Buying
homes
online, and that's the weirdest thing that,
Okay.
that one could possibly imagine.
That's what I said. It's the future.
Because in the last 5 months, since March, I am an online buying guru. I'm telling you, I buy everything online. now.
Have you bought a home online?
No, because I live here, and I always bought homes in countries that I lived in. So
We have clients who are buying homes online.
I know we do, and in fact, it's an increasing number.
Yeah.
It's an increasing rate too.
Which happens to be our topic of discussion today.
Fantastic.
Okay, Cameron Deggin, we will be talking about online home purchases in Turkey. What are the advantages, and how would one go about buying a home online?
Absolutely.
In Turkey, yeah.
Absolutely.
So here's the thing: if you remember back in April, I think it was, you gave me a call. You said, Alaattin, I mean, the sales are down. There's no business. Nobody's allowed to travel. What are we gonna do? And I'm like, we need to somehow create the ultimate buying experience, the mechanism, but not just like with a Zoom call or not
Because
a
everybody else
FaceTime
does that.
call.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are so many
Yeah.
companies out there that offer these Zoom meetings
Yeah.
and
WhatsApp calls and
WhatsApp
et
calls.
cetera.
That's not what
Yeah.
we wanted, because
Yeah.
that, in my opinion, doesn't really give the right message. Well, it doesn't really set the scene
Yeah.
that kind of concludes in a potential buyer being satisfied to go, yes, I'll sign on the dotted or digital line.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea with us anyway, with Property Turkey, and you must have noticed this yourself because you walk through our advisory department
All the time.
millions of times. When we talk to our clients, we really and truly do not talk about property.
No, we don't.
If we have a half an hour discussion on the phone with a client, of that, no more than 5 minutes is about the property, pink windows and blue doors. The rest of it is about the area, the lifestyle, the economy, what you get, what you don't get, the pros and cons of this type of investment, that type of investment. We tend to talk more about Turkey, more about the areas of Turkey, and interestingly, when our clients come here, a great deal of the time we spend with our clients is not going from one project to the other project, saying this is the kitchen, this is the living room. I hate that type of property selling.
Yeah.
What we do is we talk about areas. We show them the concepts. What's happening in this part of Istanbul? What's happening in that part of Istanbul? If we're down on the south coast, where do you eat, where do you go sightseeing, where do you go sailing. This is our approach, because
True.
we realize that people buy from people, so you
course.
need to connect with your clients either on the phone as well as when they come here. And secondly, people buy or make the investment decision when they feel that they can make an informed decision.
Yeah.
And how can you possibly make an informed decision when you do not fully understand the areas? Why do you want to buy in, I don't know, Kağıthane as an investment, but not necessarily in Nişantaşı? Clearly, Nişantaşı is a prettier area.
Of course.
Clearly, it's a more upmarket area. So why should I buy in Kağıthane, which, frankly, looks a little bit shabby?
Ghettoish.
Yes.
Yes, it
Well,
is.
you know what? That's why you buy there.
Yeah, urban regeneration. That's
Exactly.
what
For
the
example.
reasons,
So
yeah.
all these are concepts that a smart buyer, a smart investor needs to get their head around before they
Yeah.
can possibly make an informed decision. So that was the starting point. So
Yeah.
we basically discussed with you and we said, look, anyone can go to a project or a property, turn in their WhatsApp or
Yeah.
turn on some sort of a live camera and show this is the kitchen, this is the living room.
Mm-hmm.
But so what?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know? So that's when we came up with our virtual tour.
Exactly. I mean, I was
And
talking
please
to...
explain how that works.
I will explain partially.
Without giving away our business secrets.
That's what I'm saying, partially, because believe it or not, that is a remarkable system that we were able to put together for under $1,000, which works amazingly.
Is
I'm
that
going
what
to
we
explain
spent?
how.
$1,000 for it?
Less than $1,000. I mean, look,
Okay.
if I remember correctly, it cost us 5,000 Turkish liras, which is like what, $800 or something like that.
yes.
But anyway, here's the thing. When I was talking to our field consultants, they have told me that, Alaattin, whatever you're doing, please keep in mind that the great deal of our communication with the client happens in the car
As you're
while-
driving around the streets of
Yeah.
whatever area you're in. Yeah.
Exactly. And they're like, this is this part of the city, the building there is this, this is the Bosphorus, this is that, and this is that. And we have created the online sales system, the virtual online sales system, which I have prepared a small video for that, and I will provide the link down in the description below so you can check out how it works and how it operates. So let's not spend any time on how it works and how it
Yeah,
operates.
the mechanics is
Yeah.
not really
Yeah,
all
because-
that relevant.
Yeah, because the video is there anyway, so
Yeah.
they can check it anytime. And let's talk about why would somebody buy online?
I mean, majority of our clients, again, they tend to have either more of a lifestyle focus or an investment focus. Lifestyle focus is more when someone is really looking for a home to retire. They're looking for a home. They're going to come and spend plenty of time there. It's a lifestyle change. They wish to enjoy their home. Frankly speaking, I don't really recommend home buyers to do it online unless they really know the area very well. And buying online is almost like buying something down the road from where they live, so they know what they're getting in terms of the area. But unless and until they're in that position, I don't really recommend home buyers to buy online. What I'm really strongly behind is investors, people who are looking for viable investments, or people who are looking for citizenship by investment.
Yeah.
So more of a rational, more of a facts and figures type purchase. I think buying online, provided they have the right mechanism to be able to make an informed decision, as I always say, is more than possible. And as the last 3-4 months have proven, in our case, it's more than viable too. And here is what I think is going to happen.
Go on.
And this is in fact why we decided to turn this into an episode, because
we did.
we kind of feel that with the COVID-19 situation, we haven't really yet seen the end tail of it.
Yeah.
And I personally think receiving the news from all over the world, numbers really climbing up sharply.
Yeah.
In fact, apparently yesterday was the highest daily rate of COVID cases ever since the beginning of this shenanigan.
That's
the
concerning,
highest
isn't
daily
it?
rate. It's concerning. My gut feel is that once in the Northern Hemisphere anyway, once the holiday season is over, which we're almost there, I think there'll be, if not complete lockdowns like we saw before, but I think there'll be rather restricted international mobility and increased quarantine procedures when you fly back to your home country. And when you put these things together, it's inevitable that international travelers will find it more and more difficult to travel, and they'll be less willing to travel. Now, let's look at it from an investor's viewpoint. Someone who've decided that they wish to invest in Turkey, in Istanbul or any other part of Turkey. Since we're in Istanbul, and frankly, since Istanbul makes up over 50% of our business, let's stick to Istanbul. If you can't come over, or if you're not able to fly over, or if you are concerned about flying over to Istanbul, you can be sure that many other potential buyers are in the same boat as you, which means that less and less people will be able to come. Now, add to that the fact that I expect interest rates to be hiked up by around middle of October or latest by the end of October. In fact, you could turn around and say, well, Cameron, last month you said the same thing. That
was one of the episodes,
general meeting of the Turkish Central Bank, one day before we had done an episode, and I had said that I believe tomorrow they will hike up the interest rates.
Which they did not.
And
in the beginning of that video, if I remember correctly, you said, I'm not an economist, so don't take my word as gospel.
However, although they did not increase the base rate, the effective interest rates in the street today is at least 3 percentage points higher than what people were taking out 2 months ago.
Explain.
So, well, there is the central bank base rate, which in Turkey, at this very point in time, is 8.25%, which for some of our audience is a comical figure because they're used to interest rates which are less than 1%. For Turkey, guys, 8% is a low interest rate. Okay, so it's a low interest rate.
Normally, you'd be looking at 12, 13, 14%.
You'd be looking at between 10 to 15% in Turkey normally. So it's at 8%, 8.25 percentage points. And just after the COVID situation, high street banks, particularly the state-owned banks, were lending 3 percentage points below the base rate. Now, don't ask me how. That's another 2-hour discussion. So I'm not going to get into. But they were able to lend below the base rate. Now, if you look at the effective interest rates that the banks lend out at, you'll find that it's actually well above 8.25%. So effectively, the interest rate to the end user has already been increased. That was signaled already at the last general meeting of the Turkish Central Bank. So what I predicted, although on paper didn't happen with the base rate, but the effective rate did go up. And as you can see, in the last 1 month, the domestic market has slowed down a little bit.
You have a famous saying. I always refer to that when I'm talking to some of our clients and etc. I say, Cameron Deggin always says that you buy real estate when there is blood on the streets, which is not your expression.
But that's not my saying. That's a very well-known real estate terminology. So exactly. So the effective rate is already higher, and I expect the base rate will be hiked up by between 3 to 5 percentage points within the next 30 days. Now, when that happens, the domestic market will slow right down.
Are you saying there will be a lot of blood on the street?
There'll be a lot of blood on the streets.
Yeah, figuratively though.
Figuratively though. There's no blood on the streets in Turkey. Figuratively. So now, when you have a slow domestic market, due to high interest rates. And when you have a lot of international buyers who may not be able to travel due to this or that reason, mainly called COVID, well, that's the time you invest.
When else do you invest? I mean,
That's the time you invest.
That's what I'm saying.
So then the real objection, or like the real obstacle, if you're an international potential investor, is, well, how can I invest because I can't travel? Then again, this is what I will say. If you're looking to buy a home, don't wait till when you can travel. Unless, of course, you really and truly know the area you want to buy in and someone presents you with a very attractive property you don't want to miss out on, then that's okay.
Yeah.
But if it's an investment, do the maths.
Go for it.
And if it's rational, and if you are obtaining solid advice, make use of online purchasing and the virtual reality that we provide. Because, guys, it really is a good system. You'll be sitting in the car virtually with one of our advisors, one of our
basically
consultants.
have a stick.
You drive around in the streets of Istanbul. He is talking to you. You're asking him questions. It's the next best thing to physically sitting in the car with us. Because that's what we do. We literally sit in the car, we drive around, we give you a very, very comprehensive tour of Istanbul. We explain the pros and cons of each area, well, the areas of interest, down to the history of the area, down to what's happening in terms of infrastructure changes in the area. And that's really the intelligence that we're passing over to our clients. And with the virtual reality thing that we have, mechanism that we have, you can get almost the full benefit of that as if you are sitting in the car and shadowing our consultant. So in terms of the experience and the information that you're able to gather from us, it's not really significantly different to being physically here with us. What people might be asking now is, okay, they might saying, okay, guys, we understand that, you know, we've gone on the virtual tour, we've seen the roads, we've seen the history, we've seen the developments.
How do we buy?
How do we go about buying?
Well, it's in the video. I provide in the link description below.
Right,
there is all the details.
So like we get
How
our
to
lawyer
buy,
involved,
the credit
power of
card,
attorney, this and that.
Exactly. There's
So basically it's an A to Z process.
Of course. It's a secure system. I mean, you're
It's a
not
very
throwing your
secure
money
system.
away. Oh, that's one of the concerns.
Have you bought that home in the Bahamas yet?
Me?
Yeah.
I booked out a virtual tour.
All right.
But it was a rainy day, which I didn't like the.
You didn't like Bahamas, did you? And then there's the Bermuda
I'm a
Triangle anyway
Martinique
as well.
guy.
So, yeah.
Do you know what Martinique is?
It's an island, isn't it?
It's an island
It's
in
an
the
ex-French
Caribbean.
colony kind of thing.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
But I'd prefer Antalya.
Oh yeah, closer home.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, cool. Guys, any questions, please comment them down below, or with this WhatsApp number, you can reach us, send in your inquiries. And if you want to enroll to this virtual touring, you can definitely do so. And if you're not an investor, if you're looking for a home, as Mr. Cameron has just pointed out towards, it's not for you. I mean, some of you will want to get onto the virtual tour system, but I mean, if it's not for you, please show some understanding and compassion. That
So basically,
if it's not for you,
it's not a touristic attraction.
It's not a touristic attraction, yeah.
But
Yeah.
this has given me a new business idea. Why don't we do a virtual tourism?
Virtual tourism.
Virtual tourism. So like you sit at home and
Yeah,
then
people are doing it, man. We're
Yeah, they
property
are,
guys. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not
All
yeah.
right, just an idea.
Cool. Anyway, good episode. See you in the next one.
See you.